Right. So, what is that I am going to discuss now about? A overall glimpse about the activity of a business analyst, especially in context to the healthcare projects when we are developing. Okay. So, first of all, we need to understand two things. Sometimes situations are two different situations. For example, I'm not talking about business situation. I'm just giving you the high level situation. Okay. Situations are two. For example, an healthcare organization wants to develop some member management application. Okay. Member management application. Okay. An healthcare organization wants to develop some member management application for the benefit of members to identify the availability of doctors.
What if we want to like a convey from provider perspective, like how we can tell this?
That's right. This is where provider is, this healthcare organization. This is where it was. This is the.
But priority health is the payer, right?
No, no. I'm talking about one situation. One situation I'm giving
Okay.
the clarity.
Mhm.
One situation. There are two situations. For example, you are working for either you are working for a provider or a payer. The approach is different. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
If you are working as a business analyst in reference to the healthcare in IT company, then the procedure is different.
Mhm.
Do you understand this? The difference?
Yeah, correct.
See, for example, there are two players. One is provider, second is a payer. Am I right?
Mhm.
Who is provider? Provider nothing but healthcare organizations. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Point number one. So what healthcare organizations do? Healthcare organizations manage patients, their treatments, etc. Everything will be taken care of by the provider. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Next, what payer do? Against to the claim request, whatever was received by the payer, claim adjudication will be done. Subsequently, claim payment will be made by the payer. Am I right? Right?
Yeah.
Two organizations. Now, the first scenario, what am I taking is if you are a business analyst working for either a provider or a payer.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Irrespective of it, either you are a healthcare organization means either it can be a provider or a payer, or else healthcare organization slash an insurance company. I'll write down this. Okay. Clear? Do
Yeah.
you got the clarity?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, true.
So, for example, if you are, whatever I'm explaining, this is from the BA context. Okay. Please do remember.
Mhm.
So sometimes there are two kind of things. One, as a business analyst, we are working for a healthcare organization, means a healthcare unit, or else provider, payer, I'm talking about. If we are, what our company has decided, our company wants to develop some member management application. So for what
Yeah.
purpose member management application required? Member management application require to identify members, to identify the doctors, point number one. At the same time, accessing the health plans, etc. Am I right? Is it clear or not? Right? Etc.
Yes, it's clear. Yeah.
Right? Etc. Now,
Mhm.
this is the first scenario. For this, what usually happen? For this, in this situation, in this case, business team, whoever the business team in your organization will release an RFP document sometimes.
Mhm.
An RFP document. Usually RFP stands for request for proposal. Request for proposal. Because being a business analyst, sometimes we need to have a knowledge over RFP. The reason I'm explaining this to you. Okay. RFP. RFP document, request for proposal. Generally, this request for proposal document consists of the following elements. The following elements. One, business problem on a high level note. Rules and regulations. Timelines. Expected outcome, etc. Okay, I am not detailing everything, which is not something more relevant. Okay, not required. So a high level information will be given by the business team, which is what we call it as RFP. Okay, RFP document.
Okay.
So based on this RFP document, project management team will come up with a project management plan. Okay, right? Project management plan. This project management plan consists of solution, timelines, next required manpower, risk analysis, etc. Right? So this is where generally we call it as project management plan. Now, when there is a project management plan will be prepared by a project management team, this will be because inputs will be given by different people. One, project management team, PM team. Okay, PM team will look after the manpower, right? Required manpower. I'm explaining from the scratch. Okay, do remember.
Yeah.
Required because we have not gone into the project straight away. Okay, do remember this. Required manpower, point number one. Timelines. Work breakdown structure, etc. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Work breakdown. This is what generally a project management team do. Now, apart from the project management team, there will be another team which we call it as architect team. Architect team. Generally, this architect team will be of different teams. One is enterprise architect team. One is enterprise architect team. Okay, enterprise architects. Architects are different ways. Enterprise architects and solution architects. Understood, right? Enterprise architects and solution architects. What is enterprise architect again? This enterprise architect again is a combination of four. One is business architecture. Second is application architecture. Third is systems architecture. Four is data architecture.
Oh.
Okay, so project, see what is that we see being a BA is only a project management plan report. Okay, but what was happened inside, nobody knows. We just see the document, we just see the diagrams, that's it. But what was happened inside, who are involving, nobody knows. The reason I'm explaining this to you. Okay, now When it comes to enterprise architecting, business architecting, what is business architecture? Is business architecture majorly focusing on the goals and objectives. Sometime back, I have given some questions to you. Am I right?
Yeah.
Business objectives, goals, business activity of the customer, of a particular customer I am talking about. Okay, business activity. Next, rules and regulations. Next, regulatory standards which they follow in the organization, etc. Right? So this is all something study about business architecture. Understood?
So what are these regulatory standards?
Means
Aren't they
policies.
like
For
rules?
example, when we are talking about, we are discussing about healthcare application. Okay. So in healthcare, there is a concept called HIPAA. What does it mean? What does HIPAA
Interoperability
mean?
system. Yeah. Healthcare interoperability, like they have like some rules, like standards, so they have to follow while
Right.
submitting
HIPAA
claims.
stands for
Yeah.
Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
Yeah.
What was this act? This act tells you that no information of the health care data should be given outside. And it should be encrypted. Point number one. Second, the kind of systems and the applications followed by the workstations, whatever are we using, as well as the kind of administrative procedure, what is that we require to follow. At the same time, the kind of claim processing, claim adjudication, everything is falls under the HIPAA rule book. So either it could be a provider or it could be a payer. Everybody has to follow the rules and regulations of the HIPAA rule book. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is one kind of example I can give you for regulatory standards. So if you are a business analyst followed by your team members, for example, if you want to develop an application, what is that you see? Normally, what is that we see is the problem against to that solution. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right or not? But
Mhm.
what is that must be involved in it? It must be involving by make sure whatever the regulatory standards, policies and procedures organization has to be followed, that you have to consider when you are developing the solution.
Yeah.
You got my
Mhm.
point clear? Understood?
Yes. Yeah.
See, I am developing an application for a customer only, right? I'm developing an application. When I'm going to develop an application, it's not only about the problem what customer is facing now. Because customer is spending some X amount of money here. Customer is spending some X amount of money now. But make
Yeah.
sure whatever the X amount of money customer is paying at this time, they expect some return of investment out of it. Am I right? Return of investment.
Yeah. True.
So why return of investment? The solution, what are we going to provide now? This member management application, Bolke. This is not only pertaining to the present problem what they are facing, but they want to address the future also.
Yeah.
Agreed? Yes, sir.
Yes. Correct.
So
Yeah.
if we being a business analyst followed by the team, either it can be technical team or any other team, we have to see the problem in such a way, the kind of solution we are going to provide is not something we need to confine only to the present problem. We need to consider the future requirements into consideration. Then only return of investment for a customer will be viable.
Yeah. Makes
You
sense.
understand this?
Yeah.
Clear or not? Right?
Yes. Clear.
So there are a lot of background was there, right? So as long as we are interacting with stakeholders, we'll be knowing about all these. Because this we don't, unfortunately, we don't see all these in the documents. Nothing was mentioned in it. Okay, because see, for example, you are developing this membership management application by considering the present problem. Okay. Can you give any guarantee that they don't have any issues for the next 3-4 years? Can you give any guarantee?
No, we cannot give. Yeah.
Right? For example, they got a problem after 2 years. Are you going to develop a new application again by deleting this? Is it something practically possible?
No.
Budget, again, they have to invest on budget, time, money, effort, infrastructure. Again, you have to provide necessary training to the users again for the new application. How long you do it? Isn't it? Right?
Yeah, true.
See, we are using Windows operating system for a very long time, last 23 years, right? Every time what Windows people do, every time they come up with new versions, right?
Yeah.
New version doesn't mean the total complete operating system won't change. They will be adding few features every time on the features, and they will develop it accordingly, and they are doing it for last 20 plus years. Am I right? So core system of operating system is not something changed there.
Yeah.
According to the present business and market conditions, they are updating some features into that. That's only the thing they are doing. The same thing you can apply even for the mobiles also. Earlier, we used to use QWERTY keypad mobiles. Nowadays, we are not using QWERTY keypad. What is that we are doing now? We are using Android phones. How different Android phone is? The basic structure of mobile never changed. Agree? Yes, it was never.
Yeah, correct.
Mobile is for incoming call and outgoing call. It's very simple. Whatever the additional benefits you are getting out of that in that mobile is according to the personal and professional needs of an individual. A manufacturer has developed it.
Yeah.
So core system should not be disturbed for whatsoever reason. Fundamental point. Understood?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you want to understand that, first of all, you need to understand the business architecture. Understood?
Yeah.
Right? So what are all business architecture consists of? Business architecture consists of these many points. This is what business architecture stands for. Business architecture stands for policies and procedures, rules and regulations, customers, their competitors, company's vision, company's strategy, company's tactics, company services. I'm talking about customer, okay? Customer side I'm talking. What products and services they are going to offer? What are the metrics and measures they are taking to evaluate the performance of their business? All these are comes under business architecture. This is something an enterprise architect team will do it. Point number one. Understood? You got the clarity or not?
Yeah.
First point. Second point. Second point, I told you about application architecture. What is application architecture? Application architecture consists of what are all the applications they are using inside the organization. Because different applications uses by the payer or a provider. Multiple application used for different reason. We must be knowing. Why? Because all these applications were interconnected. Do you agree?
Yes, true. Correct. Yeah.
See, you are developing a member management application doesn't mean it's not a standalone. This is an application you are developing now, but end of the day, this must be integrated with other applications.
Yeah, like providers, other. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. So, of course, being a BA, it is not something relevant for you, but architects people do that. That's the reason why the second role is called architecture team is what I have given. Am I right?
Yeah.
Next. Third one, systems architecture means what are all the systems, organization or an enterprise, whatever it is, okay? Organization is using. Understood, right?
Yeah.
I mean, detail, hardware and software configuration.
Yeah.
It can be, now for example, we are moving towards cloud, okay? For example, this member management, we are developing a cloud application. For example, I am taking an example, okay? But when you are developing a member management system as a cloud application, what is that you have to do? This cloud application must be incorporated with the on-premise applications, which was already there in the organization. So what is required here? This is where you must have a clarity over the hardware and software infrastructure of a organization. Understood? Clear?
Yeah.
Next, we call it as data architecture. Data architecture means how and what data is being transferred. And how. Okay, how and what data is being transferred. Okay, the flow, I mean to say data flow. The data flow process is required, followed by that format of the data. Like XML, JSON, etc. Understood? Clear? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
By considering this, solution architect will develop a solution roadmap, technical roadmap. This is a technical thing. Okay. Solution architect is technical person. Will develop a solution roadmap so that developer will develop the application accordingly. Understood? Clear?
Yeah.
Agreed? Yes, sir. Right?
Yes.
So
Correct.
this is the second role. This is the second role.
Okay.
Now, if you are a business analyst, what is that you have to do? Whatever the thing I have told you some time back, I have given some questions to you. What was that? You must be knowing about the business
Situations.
situation.
Yeah.
Next, you must be knowing about the problems.
Problems, goals, and
You must be
assumptions,
knowing about the
constraints.
need. You must be knowing about the business objectives of the customer. You must be knowing about objectives and goals. Okay, goals, long-term and short-term goals and all that. Next, you must be knowing about scope of the project. Next, assumptions, dependencies,
Yeah.
etc. This is all something which normally, being a business analyst, we have to be done with. Am I right? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, true. And what is the difference between like a business analyst and a technical business analyst?
See, it is very simple. See, business analyst or a technical business analyst, common responsibilities are remains common. Business analyst is a person who analyze the business. Okay. Now, when it comes to the technical business analyst, means people, whoever is having a knowledge over the technicality, that person is called technical BA. I'll tell you the reason. Technical business analyst. For example, if you are a technical business analyst or a business systems analyst, whatever it is, okay, whatever the role it can be, you must be good as per the present condition in the market is concerned. I'm telling you, okay. Technical knowledge, it is very simple. You need to have a technical knowledge. That's what we call it as technical BA. What kind of technical knowledge? By considering the present condition, I'm saying, okay, in future it may increase. Okay. You need to have a knowledge over SQL.
Okay.
First of all, next you need to have a knowledge over data visualization. Either it can be Power BI or Tableau, etc. Right? Next, if you go in deep into that, you need to have a knowledge about API and microservices. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Understood. You must be knowing about XML. SOAP
XML or
API.
JSON. Yeah.
SOAP.
So,
Web
oh, this is
services.
Java. Yeah.
If it is, for example, they are expecting some programming, for example, because all the profiles won't ask you to have a knowledge over programming, which is not usually required.
Yeah.
For example,
just to understand the basic,
high level, for
code.
example, high level. I'm writing a high level, okay, high level, etc. This is where technical BA come into picture. But fundamental knowledge of a BA remains constant. That never changes. Okay, fundamental role is common. Okay. But technical BA means, on what basis technical BA means? Knowledge over the technology which is related to the application to require. For example, when we are working on the real-time application, there are some queries we need to write for the data. So you need to have a knowledge over SQL. You need to create some report generation. for the Tableau or Power BI is required. You want to make two applications to communicate each other. So for that API, you have to write. Either it can be SOAP API or it can be RESTful API. It must be microservices architecture now. Why microservices? Earlier, if you see, it is monolithic earlier. Monolithic means what? The application is tightly coupled. If you want to make any changes and all, again, you have to do the testing from the beginning.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's not that. It's called microservices architecture nowadays. What is microservices architecture? Whatever the application we are developing, the components we are developing in individual microservices we are developing. Okay. So if there is any change for a particular component, it is affecting only on the particular component. The remaining application will run as usual.
Oh, okay.
This is microservices architecture. Okay. XML is a markup language, right? SOAP is for integration. Web services means, for example, we are developing 4 different applications. Let's say this member management system is there, for example, right? This member management application. Member management application, we are developing 4 applications. One is web application, second is mobile application, third is tablet application, fourth is a cloud application, for example. Okay. So what we have to do now technically, remember again, right? Not as a BA, technical BA, in depth of technology, I'm talking about all these. Because this is not something related and required for every business analyst profile. Disclaimer.
Yeah, true.
Please do it. Right? For example, 4 applications are there. If you are developing 4 applications, what you have to do? Business logic you have to write for 4 applications. Am I right? As separate.
Yeah, correct.
The same business logic, but you have to write for 4 applications. In spite of that, what technical team can do? Technical team simply can create business service. Web service. Technical team can create a web service. Either it can be SOAP, UDDI, WSDL, whatever it is. They create a web service. That web service will be used by the technical team. Whatever the application they are developing, there that web service can be used so that they don't require to create a business logic for every time. Understood? You're clear?
Yeah.
This is the role of a technical.
Okay. So
there are
will
not many
BA
things
involves
because
in
that's
okay.
the notion that let's
Okay. Yeah. Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
So,
this is
a BA, one more question, Raj. Sorry. Yeah. Like, will BA involves in like architectural,
no,
those discussions? No. Okay.
See, architectures is something very complex, honestly speaking, because I conduct solution architect training, right? Because I do that. I give corporate training. Solution architecture is something technically complex. It's not something. It is not something required for a business analyst. It is not suitable also.
Yeah. Sometimes, if I see the job descriptions, they will be saying like they should know, a BA should know the, technicalities. So what does it mean? Like,
that's what. See, there is no parameter for technicality. Technicality can be anything. For example, I'm using SAP systems in my organization, for example. Okay. Let me put you this way. I'm using ERP application, SAP application in my organization. What I do? I want a business analyst having experience on SAP. How can I get it? See, there is no, technical capabilities for a business analyst is required. For that, there is no particular parameter. That is depends on the industry which that job existed, the type of company, the expertise of role which they are expecting. Based on that, whatever the technical knowledge is varies.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Technical knowledge is not, but these whatever the points I mentioned you here, these are the common points. SQL, Power BI, these are 2 common nowadays. The reason I have told you beginning only because this is as per the present condition I am saying this. Okay.
Yeah.
SQL, Power BI, but IPA, microservices, XML, SOAP, these are, anything you are learning or someone is learning will not be going into veins, right? So at the end of the day, these are all will be helpful. Okay. But to what extent people are learning, what interest they have, it's
up to them. Yeah.
It's up to. So that hence, whenever I teach business analyst also, I never get into technical BA kind of. Because see, I'll tell you the fact. So whoever come for a business analyst training for me, either for project-based training and all these people are career transformation oriented people, right?
Oh, okay.
So they are
Okay.
coming
Yeah.
from different careers, right? So different non-IT side, etc. All that.
Mm.
So it's not advisable for them to teach all these because honestly speaking, I don't complain to anyone because they don't know the basics of that, first of all.
Yeah.
If I teach above that to an extent possible, end of the day, it leads to confusion to them. End of the day, they may feel
True. Yeah.
fear of it. So
Mm.
I never, unless if someone is asking, of course, technical BA is a separate course which I teach normally. Because unless until if someone is asking like you, what exactly this is, I'll explain. Otherwise, I don't explain in any classes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Understood.
Because too much of information if I have given also, sometimes it will boomerang. It will bounce back again.
Yeah, I know. I
Leads to
can understand.
confusion because
Yeah, especially who are coming from non-IT background. Yeah, correct.
who are
Yeah.
coming from non-IT, they see, first of all, they fear a lot. So they thought of Raj, there are lot many things I want to learn. Is it practically possible? Again, they go back to the first stage,
Yeah.
which I don't want to discourage them. Hence, no. See, if they are learned, see, for example, you are asking, why you are asking, you have done the research. Am I right?
Yeah.
You have done the
Yeah.
research. So then, okay, you got an idea. Then I can explain to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless there is no idea, it is not advisable to speak. That's
Yeah.
my personal view. That's what.
Yeah. Makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Clear,
Thank you.
right? So this is what,
Yes, yes.
right? So coming to the point, when it comes to our process of situation is concerned, this is the first thing which normally we do based on the project management plan report will be prepared. Clear to you? Understood?
Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah.
Right. So this is all for today. And then this continuation of this, I'll